Come fight me, Jose Monkey.
You asked me to figure out where this video was recorded, so I did. Hi, I'm Jose Monkey, and I find people who ask to be found. Okay, I've got another non-US location for you guys today. Of course, even though this is the 54th location I've done outside of the United States, the next time I do one in the US, there will still be people in the comments saying, I bet, but you can't find people outside of the US. Anyway, so what can we see? This video starts with a somewhat abruptly truncated request to be found.
Come fight me, Jose Monkey.
By the way, there are some store signs in this one, but do not underestimate how much more difficult it is for me when they are stores where I do not recognize the name or the logo. We can see this one behind the person, and we can read pretty much most of it. I was able to figure out that it said Home Bargains. At first, I was really proud of myself because I figured it out just based on the M-E bargains part, because I didn't realize that there was a frame where you can see most of the word. I also noticed that you can kind of sort of make out here on the window that there's like a faded image of what looks like a pop art style comic. It looks like it says WOW. As the camera turns, we can see a few other buildings here, and we've got a sign for some other business, but it was very difficult to read. The person turns the camera all the way around, and we get an extreme close-up on this wooden fence, and then they show us a view down the street where we can see this bus stop. And that's about it. Okay, so I really wanted to figure out what that second business was. And this is where recognizing the name and the logo would have been really helpful, because guys, I just had to guess at what I was seeing here. And I was guessing all sorts of things, just making up words. Beef, or bead feed, or befried. I don't know, I was just making up stuff and trying to see if I could find stores with those names. I eventually guessed Betfred, which didn't even sound like a word to me, but apparently that's the name of a bookkeeper that has betting shops all over the UK. Okay, so we had a Home Bargains and a Betfred. Home Bargains is a British variety store with over 500 locations throughout the UK. So it was probably the UK. Betfred's site tells me that they have over 1,300 betting shops, but I also discovered that their shop locator wouldn't even show me where they were if I was outside of the United Kingdom. It's kind of rude. I thought maybe I could do a data mining query to see where Betfred locations were very close to Home Bargains locations. That was easy enough to do, but I was concerned right from the start that I was not going to be able to find it with that approach. And that's because when I started to query for either of those two names, I was not getting nearly the number of locations that their website suggested I should be getting. So I figured that the OpenStreetMap database probably didn't have all of the locations. So I wasn't very optimistic, but I did the query anyway, and I got 45 candidate locations. And guys, I checked every one of those, and none of them were right. I needed a different approach. I went back and looked at the video a bit more. I focused on that view toward the end of the video where we could see the bus stop. I wondered if the bus stop itself could be a clue here. The yellow color that we see on the top of the bus stop shelter seemed pretty distinctive. Guys, I looked at a bunch of different photos of bus stops in the United Kingdom, and I eventually figured out that this bus stop in the video looks very much like what I was seeing for Mersey Travel. That's what their bus stops look like, and also the sign that we can just barely see on top of the bus stop shelter here looks very much like the signs I was finding in photos online. And that was actually super helpful, because if this is a Mersey Travel bus stop, then that means we're talking about northwest England, sort of in the Liverpool area. So I just brought up a map of Liverpool and started looking for Home Bargains locations in that area. And I got several, but I figured I'd just check them out one by one. And you were at the very first one I looked at. You were on this corner in Liverpool, in the United Kingdom. I used Google Street View to get photos of that Home Bargains store. We can see that pop art comic display I talked about. I was able to get this photo of the Betfred shop, and I got a photo of that Mersey Travel bus stop that we saw that helped us find this place. You were standing on the corner here, near the wooden fence. Okay, it's time to check which previous location was closest to this one. In this case, we have to go all the way back to episode 3 from season 1. That was in Walsall, also in England. That is about 71 miles or 114 kilometers from this place. Guys, please like and share, and if anybody else wants me to find them, record a video where you say, "Find me, Jose Monkey," or something like that, on camera, or hold up a sign that says something similar. And don't forget to tag me in a comment on that video.